This week's Parsha is the Parsha of Matot, and there's a very important lesson, pertinent lesson, that we learn in a very subtle way, but has a very, very potent and strong message for all of us to embrace. And it's based on something that I heard in a video by a Rabbi David Foreman. The Torah tells us, and we're all familiar with the story, where there are two tribes, Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven, who start a negotiation with Moshe. And they prescribed that they would not like to cross over the Jordan Valley, or the Jordan River rather, with the entire nation of Israel. They want to settle the Jordan Valley. It's fertile land and good for their livestock and flocks. And Moshe entertains this possibility. At first he's a bit cross, and he says that how can you do so? All of your brethren are going to go out to war and wage war in order to inherit the land of Israel and conquer it, and you're going to stay behind. And so before the tribes of Gad and Reuven pose and postulate an answer, a response to Moshe, before they do so, whether they're going to accept the terms of Moshe or not, and whether they're going to offer terms to Moshe, they begin. The Torah says, Vayikshu elav vayomru. They come close to Moshe and they say. And sure enough, they certainly demonstrate to Moshe, and they say to him that we will not only be a part of the war effort, we will be those first in line in order to ensure the conquest of Eretz Yisrael. But there's a very, very important word that is revealed in these few psukim, and that is Vayigshu elav. Vayigash means that they came forward, they came closer to. It implies that there was distance between the two parties. Vayigshu elav means that they stepped closer to Moshe. Sometimes when a person makes a gesture, and that gesture is one of friendship, one of love, one of compassion, or perhaps even one of sensitivity, that gesture can make a whole difference in negotiations, in understanding, in being able to communicate and engage in dialogue. Vayikshu elav. Before they respond to Moshe and they have their own terms, they first come close to Moshe, demonstrating, hey, in the end of the day, we'd like to be on the same page. We understand your position of leadership. We understand the position that you're in with regards vis-a-vis to the rest of the Jewish nation, and we understand and sympathize with that. So let's work it out together. Vayikshu elav. They come close and step forward to Moshe, demonstrating empathy, sympathy, and sensitivity in an understanding that we can work this out together. The concept of Vayigash is something that we, as a people, and certainly also as individuals, have to embrace consistently. Sometimes people will confront us aggressively. Sometimes they'll confront us with their own terms. Vayigash, Vayikshu, to come close to them, to take one step closer, perhaps physically, and perhaps also figuratively, can all of a sudden break those barriers and demonstrate that understanding and willingness to work together. Certainly with someone who is going through challenges or experiencing difficulties, certainly someone going through mental health challenges, when we have that Vayikshu, just stepping that one step closer, even if we don't necessarily say something, but we show that we're there. We demonstrate to them that we're not leaving, that we're not budging, that we're here to stay, and we're here for their cause, for their health, and for their betterment. It can make the difference in the world. And in the end of the day, Moshe is capable, with Bnei Gad and Bnei Reuven, to come to terms, and everything works out fine. So it should be in our own lives, and in dealing with people around us as well, who are going through difficulties and hardships. Particularly as we approach tomorrow on Sunday, Shiva Asar B'Tammuz, the 3 weeks, the weeks in which we reflect upon the destruction of the Batei HaMikdash, of the Temple Mounts in Jerusalem, which may have been destroyed from Sinat Chinam, from a lack of understanding, from a lack of compassion. Vayikshu elav. Let's remember to take that step closer to the people around us in order to avoid confrontation and in order to arrive at greater understanding and peace and harmony in a nation, in a people, and in the persons that we come in contact with. Can make the whole difference in the world. This is the Jewish way, this is the Torah way, and it certainly was the way that Gila conducted herself with people around her who she knew were going through difficulties. Vayikshu elav. She came to them and demonstrated her understanding. This is the Gila way. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you once again for joining us. Please remember to consider subscribing to the page below and send me your comments. I will get back to you. Have a great day.